Hi Aries, this is Readings of Luz. This is your general reading of 2022 along with a general reading for January. I'm super excited for you to see the artwork, listen to the messages, but before we get started, I do have to let you know that I do not judge you. I am simply channeling what is truth, balance, and peace to bring healing and awareness. I am listening just as well, so like I said, I do not judge you. I've cleansed my space, rang my bowl, and these are the cards that we got. I'm super excited, like I said, and look forward to talking to you soon. It's 3:33 right now. I want to go get socks. Let me close the window. Okay, so let's get started. This is a general reading for January. Take what resonates. I like starting with the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. This is an awesome deck because it really shows us what shadow is clinging onto us at the moment. We all have a shadow. That's something we have to accept. With life, there's balance in everything. So if we're in the good, we have to know and remind ourselves that there's a darkness somewhere. And it's not to say that we have to put all of our focus on it all the time. No, it's more just to kind of shed light to it and to kind of bring balance to all the good that I'm also going to bring up within the reading. I will read it from the book with this deck because I like what the book usually has to say, and it's not a lot. So what do you think is your shadow, Aries? You might think you know it, but at the end of the day, it's a shadow. It's something that we forget it's there, or it can take form in anything, really, and it can kind of make us forget, or it may be hard to see and understand. Because shadow is so plural. I mean, it's so singular, and you need something more general, because there's a lot of things that can be considered darkness to you. We got Downcast Pride. Downcast Pride. This is the number 20. Usually I let a card fall out, and that is the universe, with what I'm channeling, like giving me an answer to what we're talking about, what I'm asking in the moment. If I don't get one, as soon as I think it's the right time to pull out a card, I do. And this is what we got. Downcast Pride, number 20. 20. A union of some sort, a balance of some sort, a union within one, or a union with two actual people. It doesn't matter, but also 0. So it's like also a what feels like a fresh start, a blank page. That's what I'm getting from the number. Let's read what the card has to say. The stage you might be finding yourself in when this shadow is really consuming a lot of your energy is depression. We all have depression, okay? I don't want you to feel alone in that. But you obviously see it and feel it in your own way, your unique way. Bending to adapt becomes an excuse for the habit of bending. Survival is a direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not the result of a subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it. We strip day by day our dignity in order to avoid conflict with the world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility, or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best part of us, but rather we draw from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw out from our laziness, fear, and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self-esteem. We are diluted when we think that we are only sacrificing our pride. We cling to vanity. We can't afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall and winter, while we discard spring and summer as fairy tales. The sky can change color too. As long as we sometimes look up, we can notice. Look, I think you know there's balance in everything. Remember how I was telling you that, how when you're growing and you're getting to know yourself and you're learning and you're growing, you're becoming brighter and brighter. There's balance in everything. It's just how it is. It's one of the universal laws. So of course there's going to be that other side that's constantly going to be fed as well, subconsciously or consciously. It's like, I want to say I don't love me, but it's more than that. It's like anyone can say I don't love me, right? But for you, it's not just looks. You can love yourself with looks, sure. How you love yourself with other things. And they can also bring somewhat of an amount of serotonin, you know, so it does make you feel good. But it's vanity. It's not true who you are. And I think this card does not define you. This card is more to kind of tell you, hey, you have your moments, and just remember that, especially this month. Just remember that it's the beginning of the year. We all have demons, and when yours start talking shit, telling you, no, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do that. Look at your past. But you're not letting yourself get super like controlled by that voice or that criticism. You are very good. I'm getting, I just, because you're an Aries, you're very good at controlling your emotions with, sure, everything that your mind is talking about, you know, you can control your emotions. But you're not happy while you're controlling them, trying to control them at least. Yeah, you might be telling yourself, no, that's not true. You know, people do love me, or maybe just not saying anything, you know, just not throwing any more fuel to the fire, which is better than throwing fuel in the fire. If it's not going to come out of love, if it's not going to come out of confidence and truth and character and principles and morals and beliefs, then you're just like, no. But you're still carrying that sadness from that constant chatter of criticism of your past, of just the toxicity that this life and this experience and this matrix and this you know, this reality can bring. What we've also brought up upon ourselves, the pain we've brought upon ourselves, because we can be like, oh, the world is so evil, but really we also have learned a lot. And I think that's why this year, it's like the perfect year to kind of really take your time to be patient with yourself. I don't know why I'm getting that. Be patient with yourself. This is all from this card. That's what I'm getting it from. Like, be patient with yourself. Be kind. Don't be afraid to stand in all your power of your emotions while you're happy, while you're sad. Being a little bit more open with yourself, not for the sake of others, but for the sake of yourself. And you can do that with others that you care about and you trust. It'll benefit them too. It would definitely benefit them to have the ones that you love and the ones that love you in return, they would love to see you happy, sure of yourself. You know, people who love you unconditionally. Because, you know, the one thing about love is that I've realized, me personally, I've thrown the word love around so much. I've had the word thrown at me my life, for parts of my life, and I realized that there's a difference between unconditional love and just love. Because unconditional love literally will love you through anything. Anything. If they love you unconditionally, they're gonna forgive you and they're gonna move on with their lives and love you unconditionally. But that takes someone who loves themselves unconditionally, and that's very difficult to do, right? To be able to love all the mistakes that you've made, all the mistakes that you're still making, and all the mistakes that you're gonna make, because we all make mistakes, and we all do great things at the very same time because of that balance thing. And that also depends, that balance, that scale depends on you. Now that we got the Dark Mirror card, I will pull out a card from the Lemurian Oracle deck here. This is an awesome deck. They're literally love and light beings. Now that we know what shadow is clinging on to you, which is, if we were to summarize it, because it's called Downcast Pride, and I think, sure, we can call it that, but it's more than just pride. It's beliefs here. We believe we have to be this way, think this way, or believe that that's it. Well, I think like this. That's what my mind's telling me. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. But is it truly how you want to feel? The Lemurians will have a perfect card to help us understand what we should be doing to, or what we should focus on with our perspectives, with our chakras, what we should be doing to focus on the good for Aries January 2022. We got Internal Explorer, number 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. When I think of 5, it can either be the extreme of a lot of drama, like a lot of people not fighting, but drama. Because people, the word drama has a lot of stigma as well. They think it's a bad thing. But, you know, I took a drama class in high school. You know, what seems like an exaggeration of emotion, you know, the during stage, and it's because you're performing that, you're giving that, you're creating that emotion and using your body to express it. Or it can literally mean drama. There's a lot of learning, there's a lot of lessons being learned, a lot of communication, a lot of learning, a lot of teaching, because it's like 5. Think of 5 people. It makes me think of the 5 of Wands. But Internal Explorer, that's pretty, you know, as well, self-explanatory. The Lemurians really want you to know that you are allowed to get to know yourself. Pick what you like and pick what you don't like about you, because you are recreating yourself. And this time it's not with just clothes and a haircut and vanity. It's your mind, your heart, your mind. Balancing those two as well, because the heart just feels and feels and feels, not really thinking. And I think, to be honest, I think the heart is the most important. The mind can be there to kind of narrate what's going on, and you can ask questions, you know, because the mind it's correlated with the crown chakra and the third eye. We're talking about the universe here that we're connected to. We're like an antenna. You are allowed to dive in within you and get to know yourself and have fun with it. Now I'm going to pull out a life purpose oracle card. The life purpose angels in this deck are also in that frequency of the Lemurians. But really this deck is going to help you to find a hobby or something to focus on right here on this earth, you know, to help you, you know, explore yourself internally and at a way where it's peaceful and you're learning and there's no drama. Yeah, there's a lot being felt, there's a lot being said, there's a lot of passion and energy, but it's constant learning of yourself. And you can do this with other people too. It doesn't have to be by yourself. The therapy is real, trust me. In therapy, people think it has to be in an office, on a couch, you know, and have someone being like, and how does that make you feel? Like, no. Therapy can come from our family, from our friends, from strangers, from the universe outside, as long as you're having that conversation within yourself that you're aware of and you're constantly shedding. No, why did I think that? That's funny. It's okay though. Now I know that if that ever pops up, or sometimes they just don't ever pop up because you're literally shedding. They don't pop up because you forget about them, because you realize how unimportant some thoughts are that you just let them go. And they're usually self-criticism and placed by others. So life purpose angels, we need a card here for Aries. Heart's desires. The angels are supporting you, guiding you, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. You're protected, Aries. You are. And you're protected not only because you know you're protected, but because people that you love protect you as well by telling you from their hearts, from their love, what they feel. And sharing that vulnerability and unconditional love towards you feeds you towards your protection. So they're protecting you too. That is your general for 2022 to the general of January. I want you to imagine, Aries, that there's a room and on one side is you and on the other side is a noun. This noun can be anything that you think is taking your energy at the moment. But the first card is you here and now. Aries, here and now for January 2022. We got 4 cards. The first 2, upright, judgment, and the King of Wands. Beautiful energy here. And then we have the 6 of Wands and the King of Pentacles. 6 of Wands was reversed, but we don't take reversals, so we're gonna put it upright. Wow. You're at a really good spot in your life. You have what feels like everything that you need in the material world with money, housing, routine, family, traditions, foundations. It feels good to know that that is the start of your year. Like that's the frequency you've been channeling. And then with the judgment and the King of Wands, talk about the growth. The growth, right? Wow. Our love is stronger than ever, it feels like. Our passion is stronger than ever. Our desire is stronger than ever. That energetic fuel that motivates you, that keeps you going, stronger than ever. You finally found that conversation within yourself where it's fed only but the good. And that conversation can look like anything. It can be through self-love, it can be through love towards another, it can be love towards family, it can be love towards the planet, it can be love towards yourself, it can be love towards anything, a hobby. At the end of the day, I think you've allowed this. You've allowed this through hard work, trust, self-love, and beliefs, in your dreams. Because I think you've manifested so much. You've manifested so much, and it's around you and it's with you and it is you. And it's beautiful. This right here is giving me the energy of yeah, I have all this great stuff. Yes. But how come I can't let go of people's energy that I can read? I can just feel. Or maybe I can't really feel it. I'm just imagining it. But still, I can feel it even if I imagine it. So doesn't that make it real? I feel like other people are not happy for me. People that I really care about. People that I love. What about that? I know. You know, with COVID and all these changes in what we thought as a 3D world is now becoming 5D as a community. And it's only going to become more and more that way, and more things to distract us from that conversation within us. More things to make us numb to that conversation, because we're constantly just going to be consuming other realms, you know, right now we have social media. Right now we have the age of technology through social media. People are going to talk shit no matter what, and you know this. I can tell you this, and you know this, but it's like you already know this. You have so much good here, and I don't think this is something that you are struggling with all the time. But it does come up because, like I said, you know, we're human, and sometimes we have those moments. In those moments, it's crucial for you to just remind yourself of where you are around you, you know, naming or writing down, or just things you're grateful for that are literally around you, and things that you're grateful for that you've gained, that you've gotten done, that you've worked hard for. Beautiful energy to be in. Let us move on here with the noun. This is someone who is really vulnerable with you, is learning how to process their emotional world, not their desires, not that motivational energy we were talking about. That's different than the emotional world. Even though, sure, the desires and in that energy can be emotion, but the emotional world of just pure emotion, the physical here, you know, and the passion is something that they've struggled with, because they go full in thinking about and just believing what they should believe because of what life's told them, or because of what they've told themselves of what life is and how it should be and how they should feel. It's been hard for them. They're learning. You see, this person has a cup. He has one cup in the actual water, and he has his foot in there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a girl. Just this being. They also have another one pouring the same element, water, but on earth. And water represents emotion. So this person is literally in the emotional world, and at the same time, they are learning to be here in this reality as well, because of the conversation within themselves, I'd say. You know, I think this feeling is never gonna go away. If anything, it's only gonna get stronger. That's exciting. That's exciting for this noun. I can't help but feel excited for them. What does that conversation sound like when both of you are together, that composite energy? For January, Aries, we got 7 of Swords. This conversation is for both of you. Let me start there. I don't want you to think that oh, this is all on Aries. And if there isn't anyone else, it's not to say that, oh, this is all that you are. No. And both of you are behaving this way. Both of you are struggling with this conversation. I mean, look at the man. He has way too many swords. Gives me anxiety that he has so many swords, and that he's looking behind him as he's walking, you know, the opposite way. It's like, can he be careful, please? You're talking a lot. You're thinking a lot, you're laughing about it, you don't really care about how it sounds because there's no emotion involved with this conversation. But the conversation that you're having is not necessarily bad, but it's like petty. And it's not like this all the time, but I feel like January, it sparks some of that, and it might be a little challenging perhaps to not be like that towards this noun and this noun towards you. It's like, let me walk towards my past with all of this mind chatter, but let me keep looking in the future, because I think I'm talking to the future when I start having that conversation with the past. If anything, it should be feeding my future. That's why I'm looking at my future. But you're talking to the past version of you, to a past situation, to like your mind is stuck to the past somehow. You know, this is a theme with not everyone, but a lot of people this year, starting this year. You're not alone, okay? Let's get some advice. We got the Tower reversed. You know, when we are just so clinged onto like old habits, let's say, but it can be old patterns. So really that's as general as it can get. So you can fill that in with what that sounds like for you. Pattern, a belief system of seeing life. Sometimes bad, sometimes good. But the good, what does that look like for you? And the bad, well, we know what it looks like for you already. What about those things, those belief systems and those mind conversations that maybe you just kind of need to either speak out loud for sure, just literally speak from the heart. Speak from the heart, just vent from the heart, express from the heart, no matter what that looks like. If it's sobbing, if it's angry, it doesn't matter, but you're expressing that with that dramatic flair. But knowing that you have a cap, you should put a cap, because at the end of the day, you're gonna look back with how that came out, you know, that venting, and you're gonna learn from it. So why not, as you're in the middle of doing it, as you're in the middle of expressing towards your heart, have at the same time that awareness of just being here and now, not before, not with other people, not with in different like head spaces that don't serve you now. Right here, right now. The moment you start just doing that, you're gonna start letting go of a lot of things. And I think that's what's so scary, because it's like, I don't know if I should open up. I don't know if I should be honest. I don't know if I should be honest with myself, open up with myself, and let alone with anyone else. I'm gonna get another deck here, the Zen Osho deck. And I'm going to clarify two cards. Two cards here. You know, I think also I must say that this, between both of you, I think I'm getting it a little bit more from you. Thinking that you have to, yeah, you have your eye on the prize, which is the future, right? But you still have that mind chatter that's making you look at how it's been though. And why is that? I think it has to do with the Six of Wands, with that, what society might think, and what is your goal? Is that why you are so like stuck to the past? Because the goal is that big and that great and that bold and that big of a deal to you? And you're afraid of what people might say. So why is the Tower here as advice? You know, like stop struggling. But what else? Like stop struggling with the conversation. But Three of Pentacles. Look at that guidance. Pentacles. Pentacles is not emotions and it's not thoughts. It's more than that. Sure, it's those, but it's coming into union with the physical. So it's telling you, you need to let your emotions and your mind guide you to those around you, to work with people around you, to collaborate with people around you, whatever that may look like, but with full trust, and just reminding yourself that, yeah, people can let us down, but the only difference now is that you love yourself enough to just accept whatever comes, because you got you. And that's why you're deciding to be vulnerable to begin with. That's why you're deciding to open up to begin with, because you got you. And you're trying to get you as much as you can through healing techniques like venting. It's therapy. Thank you so much, Aries. I love you. You are loved. I will be filming again for you, if not the end of this month, early next month. But I hope you have a wonderful January, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.